И снова здравствуйте. Немножко отойдя от эпопеи с попыткой захвата этой игры, я так немножко подумала, что вообще какие у нее плюсы, какие минусы, так, на первый взгляд. Ну что, у нее безусловно хорошо, это музыка. Но музыка у нас вот, пока что как раз таки вот эту музыку я видел только заглавную, вижу. Только заглавную, только в менюшке. Вот, пока что таких очень красивых композиций больше нет. И что не понравилось, это какое-то отсутствие пока что внятной истории. Ну, кто-то кого-то убил, какой-то источник, и что? Тот же самый Dragon Age, например. Да, ну здесь тоже есть музыка, но не такая замечательная. Dragon Age, например, кто-то кого-то убил. О, фу, блин. Dragon Age той же, например. Так. Все, соберись, тряпка. Собрался? Молодец. Например, в Dragon Age у вас там было несколько раз, плюс у каждой расы можно было выбрать там мужчину, женщину, и плюс у каждой расы можно было выбрать знатный вы человек или не очень, или откуда-то из низов, и у каждого из этих вариантов было свое начало, своя какая-то начальная история. Прологов было там штук, если не соврать, штук 10, наверное, разных, абсолютно разных. А здесь как-то высадились, ну, кого-то побили. Ну, наверное, дальше будет интересно. Я не так далеко, впрочем, ушел.
Steady, boys, steady. We'll be leaving as soon as we're packed up.
All hail the rain spirit. That was a fine display of magicianship, it was. Arhu knew what he was doing, bringing in the source hunter. I thought the old girl's fate was sealed when the orc shaman set his fiery gaze on her sails, but you managed to rescue her from a watery grave. Close.
Понятно. Так, а как брать-то тап? Вот, по геймплею пока что. Ну, я, наверное, зря выбрал двух магов. Слегка... А что делать с этой веревкой? Слегка разной специализации. Слабовато, нужно было взять какого-нибудь танка.
Seen that ship all by you? I thought the old gal's
Понятно. Нужно было взять какого-нибудь воина, чтобы он являл собой грубую физическую силу. А поначалу я думаю, что магам будет сложновато. Но потом ближе, так скажем, к телу они, конечно, раскачаются. Молоток. Мотолог. Так, и давайте попробуем что-нибудь скрафтить. Почему бы, как говорится, не да. Так, селедка.
I said to him, I said myself, if I don't start earning an extra gold piece an hour, I'll walk out that door.
Good on you. These boss men respect confidence, you know. So what they say?
Well, what does it matter? Day labour's more suited to my nature anyhow.
Yes, honest pay for an honest day.
I said to him, I said myself, if I don't start earning an extra gold piece an hour, I'll walk out that
Ну
door.
ладно, ты у меня и будешь
Good
танком.
on
Вот
you.
сюда.
These boss
Топорик
men
какой-нибудь
respect
такой есть?
confidence, you know. So what do you say?
Какой-никакой есть.
Well, what does it matter? Day labour's
Будем
more
посмотреть,
suited
что
to
тут
my
можно
nature
сделать.
anyhow.
Приказы.
Yes. Honest pay for an honest day.
Посох воздуха. Посох воздуха. Но он не старый, а просто деревянный. Хорошо. Так, и тебе бы что бы сделать бы. Так. Открывайся. Взять в руку.
I said to him, I said myself, if I don't start earning an extra gold piece an hour, I'll walk
Не знаю,
out the
какая
door.
номер 3
Good
имеется
on
в виду.
you. These bossmen respect
Баттон
company.
3, ну, блин.
So what do you say?
Well, what does it matter? Day labour's more suited to my nature anyhow.
Yes. Honest pay for an honest day.
Steady, boys, steady. We'll be leaving as soon as we're packed up.
Великолепно. Что можно сделать с тестом? Дай-ка. Вот так вот сейчас сделаем. Рыбный пирог получится, нет? Тесто для пирога с рыбой. А, во, а ща мы тебя вот сделаем вот так,
I said to
наверное,
him, I said myself, if I don't start earning an extra gold piece an
да?
hour,
Ладно,
I'll walk out
что
the
еще
door.
надо?
Good on you. These bossmen respect confidence, you know.
Вторая чашка.
So what do you say?
Well, what does it matter? Day labour's more suited to my nature
Steady,
anyhow.
boys, steady.
Yes. Honest pay for an honest
Ну,
day.
не знаю даже, что тут. Так, тесто для пирога мы сюда, это мы сюда. Поваренная книга Марадино. Давайте.
Сайсил, Сайсil, shiver me
And I said to him, I said myself, if I don't start earning an extra gold piece an hour, I'll walk out that door.
Good on you. These bossmen respect confidence, you know. So what do you say?
Well, what does it matter? Day labour's more suited to my nature anyhow.
Yes. Honest pay for an honest day.
Видите, небольшим космок. Ну, что-то мы там скрафтили,
Steady,
допустим.
boys, steady.
And
We'll
I
be
said
leaving
to
as
him,
soon
I
as
said
we're packed up.
myself, if I don't start earning an extra gold piece an hour, I'll walk out that door.
Good on you. These bossmen respect confidence, you know. So what do you say?
Well, what does it matter? Day labour's more suited to my nature anyhow.
Yes. Honest pay for an honest day.
Зачем вот нужен череп? Не понимаю, так, а как вас разделить? Вот как? А, с шифтом. И это дать рубрику, чтобы у них поровну было. Хорошо. Норма.
said to him, I said myself, if I don't start earning an extra gold piece an hour, I'll walk out the door.
Good on you. These boss men respect confidence, you know. So what do they say?
Well, what does it matter? Day labour's
Nie
more
возможно.
suited to my nature anyhow.
Yes, honest pay for an honest day.
Весьма прискорбно. Ничего. Что, возможное сочетание? Понятно. Я так понимаю, не хватает
Well,
ему.
I said to him, I said myself, if
Чего
I
это?
don't start earning an extra gold piece an hour, I'll
Его
walk out
мастерства,
the
чтобы
door.
что-то с этим делать,
Good on
не
you.
объединяется.
These boss men respect confidence, you know.
Топорик
so what they
сюда,
say?
волк есть.
Well, what does it matter? Day labour's more suited to my nature anyhow.
Yes, honest pay for an honest day.
Ну да ладно. Сейчас мы попробуем объединить бревно с топором. Что у нас из этого выйдет? Невозможно сочетание выйдет. Наверное, топор еще. Бревно с топором не соединить.
Well, I said to him, I said myself,
Странные,
if I don't start
странные.
earning an extra gold
Это-
piece an hour, I'll walk out that door.
Good on you. These boss men respect confidence, you know. So what do they say?
Well, what does it matter? Day labour's more suited to my nature anyhow.
Yes, honest pay for an honest day.
Не, давай, дружище, что
Steady,
все-таки
boys,
возьмешь.
steady. We'll be leaving as soon as we're packed up.
Сюда поставим. Да, собственно, давайте сюда возьмем. Договорились? А вот этот посох мы отдадим Скарлетт. Наш Юхамсон.
Well, I said to him, I said myself, if I don't start earning an extra gold piece an hour, I'll walk out that door.
Good on you. These boss men respect confidence, you know. So what do they say?
Well, what does it matter? Day labour's more suited to my nature anyhow.
Yes, honest pay for an honest day.
Поменяем. Замечательно. Это тоже для пирога, но туда не пойдет. Ну да, впрочем, ладно. Хватит тут заниматься всякой ерундой. Пока что да, пока что я не вижу интересной истории.
Well, I said to him, I said myself, if I don't start earning an extra gold piece an hour, I'll walk out that door.
Good on you. These boss men respect confidence, you know. So what do they say?
Ну, заметили и заметили, наверное,
Matter.
да? Или нет?
Day labour's more suited to my nature anyhow.
Yes, honest pay for an honest day.
Ну, заметили. Хорошо.
Сайсил, Сайсил, shiver me timbers and sliver me heels.
Меню соединения.
said myself, if I don't start earning an extra gold piece now, I'll walk out that door.
Good on you. These boss men respect confidence, you know. And so what did he say?
Well, what does it matter? Day labour's more suited to my nature anyhow.
Еще очень неудобно читать вот такие
Honest pay for an honest day.
Ну,
Steady, boys, steady.
I said to
We'll be
him,
leaving
I
as
said
soon
myself,
as we're
if
packed
I
up.
don't start
господи,
earning
она одно и то же говорит уже столько времени, что у меня уже скоро я уже это начну уже. Так. Зачем бы эту ниточку-то, в смысле, веревочку-то как-то бы. Давай,
Steady,
получаем.
boys, steady. We'll be leaving as soon as we're packed up.
You see, the gold and silver planets in a square aspect suggest a struggle within them. I'm seeing 2 feet approaching me, and I'm Bull, the Bull, the leading clairvoyant in... Of course, most Winston... Why, yes, most wealthy in... Well, that depends, 2 feet. That depends. I see that love has caused you to... I see... Oh...
Well, tuck my tail and call me Bessie. A 2 feet addressing me directly don't know what you said to upset Bull. But don't worry about it too much. Oh, me and my brother Bull have dragged this here cart all around Saysil.
I can't even smell the sea air over there.
Mate?
Saysil, shiver me timbers and sliver me heels.
Так, что будет, если пирог съесть? А, какой пирог, да? Да, логично. Что можно делать с этими уточками? Позвольте мне узнать. Так, ну-ка. Это, подождите, это... Хорошо. Чашка чая, чашка чая. Еще один пузырь сюда. Хорошо, не зря там я водичку потратил. Не успела, замечательно. Так. Что же делать с этой веревкой? Может ее это пережечь? Ой, здесь-то что? Почему? Тут столько всего интересного. Тыква. Баблу. Живем. Самый вкусный пирожок там один. Кружка пива. Так, ладно, ладно. Я понял. Не все еще закончено. Пойдемте сюда. Пойдемте. Так.
Time the captain took the Duchess of Fennel's carriage for the joyride. Ha! No, he didn't. He drove it straight to the pub and back.
Oh, and don't forget the time he got caught passing a love note to the lizard councillor's wife.
Is that why we never sail to Ютhelgore anymore?
Здесь я, видимо, уже был. Ну что, дрожайший ты наш. Как тебя там зовут, то бишь, я уже забыл. Так, ну тыкву явно сюда. Чашка чая сюда. Чашка пива сюда. Чашка яблочного сока сюда. Картофель туда же. Так, макрель, оциан, камбала, голавр. Что у нас тут будешь это? Бухарить по полной. Даже. Вот, кстати, пустую чашку можно достать. Не будет, а авось пригодится. Так. Супер. Ну-ка, ну-ка, подождите. Где можно посмотреть рецепты? Так. Вроде все, да? Давайте яду сюда. Его далеко отдадим. О, привет. А я и не смотрю совсем. Тут фанаты бегают? Нет, не бегают. Так, что я тут хотел? Пробовать огненной стрелой сжечь нафиг эту веревочку. В общем, пока что все. Давайте-ка мы так и поступим.
I wouldn't let it all win 500 yards, am I, lovely
13,
nature?
19, 18, 18.
Ever hear about the time the captain took the Duchess of Federal's carriage for a joyride? No, he didn't. He drove it straight to the pub and back.
Oh, and don't forget the time he got caught passing a love note to the Lizard Council's wife.
Is that why we never sailed to get the door
Да, только сохраните сначала.
Speaking of you, you're that legionnaire really.
I will melt the flesh from your bones.
I wouldn't let it all win 500 yards, am I, lovely nature?
Да хрен бы там, да? Так, как же быть с этой веревкой-то?
Is that why we never sailed to get the door anymore?
Speaking of you, you're
Бросит
that
ли
legionnaire really thinks that orky charm looks him.
I wouldn't let it all win 500 yards, am I, lovely nature? Сайсил, shiver me timbers and sliver me heels.
I said to him, I said myself, if I don't start earning an extra gold piece an hour, I'll walk out
Ну
the door.
что ты?
Good on you. These bossmen respect confidence, you know. So what do they say?
Well,
Конечно,
what
не
does
надо
it
бросать так
matter?
далеко.
Day labour's more suited to
Ты
my
что там,
nature
переставлять
than
будешь
you.
по одному шагу и...
Yes, honest pay for an honest day.
Прикольно, что. Прикол, можешь, конечно, и так сделать. Так, а взять ты ее... А, вот, проще всего, да?
Speaking of you, you're that legionnaire really thinks that orky charm looks him.
Для масла она еще светляет. Какая прелесть. Зашибись, пожар устроили, веревку не пережгли. Как же быть с этой веревкой? Так, клик. 8. Ну ладно, хрен с ней, с этой веревкой. Жаль, там что-нибудь делать, там что-нибудь выполнять. Да, так точно. Я с вами полностью согласен.
Сайсил, shiver me timbers and sliver me heels.
Plenty of fish in the sea, but I've got
Так,
the
ну по очереди, значит, со склада.
Keep your pleasantries to yourself. What are you doing inside this warehouse? If it's conversation you're looking for, I'd recommend my comrade Florius. As for myself, my job is to protect this warehouse, not chit-chat. That idiot man-child would sooner spend an hour chatting up a thief than a minute arresting him. I only hope he gets transferred out of this warehouse and... even thinking of him turns one into a gaby.
source hunter. A very hearty welcome to our humble warehouse. Have a look around, and don't mind. I tell you, this gig sure beats getting my toes bitten off by zombies out of the... And, of course, every now and again, some friendly folks, like yourself, will wander through here. And nothing beats up... Have you talked to him? Thinks every man, woman, and child who steps foot in this place wants to rob it blind. If I so much as greet a townsperson with a hello instead of a state your purpose, he starts frothing on and on about godly... That fusspot said what? Well, old loose lips will let that lowly backbiter know what he... So, something you'd like to say to my face?
I haven't a thing to say to you. I'm on duty.
Duty indeed. Put up your fists.
Are you mad? We're guards, not drunks on the street.
Enough! Both of you! What is this barbarism? Back to your post at once!
Of orc stench.
Sir, this is an...
Desist, prowler! None shall pass through this door, for with my very life do I guard the Legion's riches. This is a storing house for Legion supplies. Perhaps the most important building in the realm, by my and others. My guarding of this door has been more steadfast than the coming of the tides. Nothing can make me back down from my duty.
Mate?
Mate, he says. We are colleagues, nothing more.
Come now, it's just a turn of phrase.
Will you please turn your phrases elsewhere?
Okay. Хитрюга. Хитрюга, хитрован. Черт.
A peak, indeed. I wasn't entrusted with this vital post for nothing.
Да ну нафиг. Еще с внешними драться. Чё?
I'm fading fast!
Я увидаю. Да. Возможно, стоит сделать вот так вот. Блин, ну, скажем так, камень, ножницы, бумага, они к скиллу как-то отношения не очень сильно имеют, я бы сказал бы, я бы.
Slimy, reeking, rotting sea garbage.
One day you'll show 'em all.
Keep your pleasantries to yourself. If it's as for myself, that idiot man shot.
Well, a source hunter. Very hot. I tell you, this man, of course, every now and again. Have you talked to him? This jig then again. But it's an that fuss. Something you'd like to say to my face?
I haven't a thing to say to you. I'm on duty.
Duty indeed. Put up your fists.
Are you mad? We're guards, not drunks on the street.
Enough! What is this barbarism? Back to your post at once!
Sir, this is an important matter. A matter of honor.
Such matters are to be settled on your own time. Understood?
Understood, sir.
Such bickering is all that thieves need to sneak by unnoticed.
It won't happen again, sir.
It better damn well not.
Well, a source hunter. About time the council took us seriously. Maybe you can start with the two idiots hiding their pet orc here.
Так, интересненько. Что за орки?
And I'll handle this threat for all our sheiks.
She wouldn't hurt a fly, and I won't let you hurt a horn on her head.
Ah, who better than a proven orc crusher to convince...
Enough of that. I know how dangerous an orc can be, but this one has been reformed. Anyone can see that she's completely docile.
Maybe before the great orc raid we had time to indulge Ninius's idiotic obsessions. But now we're needed at our posts.
Excuse my friend's violent outbursts.
Your woman's touch is less of a loving caress and more of a claw shanked brutally through the throat. I'll take...
My friend here and I were patrolling outside the city walls, when who did I see creeping along the shore? But perhaps confused by the butterflies in her stomach, she sprang up and began running, claws bared towards Mary. A vial of love potion shattered over her head. And when she turned to face, I'm sure she must have been compelled to join the Orcish army under some kind of duress. A lady with such a sweetly
I can assure you there wasn't a hint of sweetness in those murderous eyes when she lunged at my throat. She may be confined here for now, but who's telling...
I've always had an amateur interest in all things alchemical. When I read in an esteemed period, I sent away for the world-famous love potion, available for a limited time only.
You see what a fool my friend has been, spending all his cash on snake oil.
What kind of monster would lie in a published advertisement? I'm sure the effects of the potion will be...
You see? He'd believe it was noon at midnight if he read it on a printed pamphlet. Please tell me you can reason...
One day, Moira. One day you'll show them all.
She's got to be put down. If this love potion is as dodgy as it sounds, she could come to her vicious senses at any time.
What's the point in causing more pain in this beleaguered city? Question her and see what comes of it.
I ordered a similar love potion from Youthful Gore before, you know. Since you obviously have no special affection for me, I think we can conclude the advertisements just don't deliver.
Think of the intel this creature could provide. And if she begins to revert, these men are armed and will be able to subdue her.
One day, Moira. One day you'll show them all.
Ну это такой легальный способ прокачивать друг друга. Очарование и здравомыслие
All right, we'll do it your way.
Bravo! I trust not only the potion, but my scaly sweetheart in and...
You're going to regret this. We're all... Bringing your little orcish girlfriend here is like bringing a wolf to a hen house.
Nonsense. Listen. She's purring, the darling.
What fool would trust a 2-bit love potion out of a back-page circular from youthful gore?
Понятно. Ну, в следующий раз, когда мы здесь появимся... Ну ладно, попробуем побороть этого гражданина. Все-таки посмотреть, что там внутри у нас.
Salutations! Source hunters, I see. Courteous is my name. The Legion is my... This is a storing house for Legion supplies. Perhaps... Salutations! This is a storing house for Legion...
This place reeks of orcs.
Desist, prowler. None shall pass. My guarding of this door has been more steadfast than the coming of the tides. Nothing can make me back down from my duty.
One day, Moira. One day you'll show 'em all.
Well, I suppose I'd be a fool to suspect a source hunter of petty theft.
Совсем другое дело.
God, duty's not so bad, hey?
Would be quite a bit better if I could do it in peace.
Just making conversation, mate.
Mate, he says. We are colleagues, nothing more.
Come now, it's just a turn of phrase.
Will you please turn your phrases elsewhere?
Так. Давайте чуть-чуть полутаем. А, ну это не считается. Нехорошо я, конечно, поступаю. Ой, нехорошо. Так. Зашибись. Долбаный YouTube. Ну, давайте прочтем сначала и загрузимся, потому что, ну, нехорошо, мне стыдно перед этим достойным молодым человеком, на котором мы потренировались. Как сказать, в очаровании. Ну, правда, эту бабу нужно в очарование, надо в здравомыслие. Тренируется как-то нелогично все. Хе-хей. Ну, ладно.
This place reeks of orc stench.
report, sir?
You never have anything to report.
Isn't that a good thing?
Так, катакомбы. Ну ладно. Не будем делать плохих вещей. Ибо не будем. Так, ну что, по складу я погулял.
One day, Moira. One day you'll show 'em all. One day, Moira. One day you'll show 'em all. This place reeks of orc stench.
Здесь, наверное, можно и пошукать.
If only the popular girls from the Source Academy could see how edgy and dangerous you've become. If only the popular girls from the Source Academy could see how edgy and dangerous you've become. If only the popular girls from the Source Academy could see how edgy and dangerous you've become. If only the popular girls from the Source Academy could see how edgy and dangerous you've become.
One day, Moira. One day you'll show 'em all.
Воскрешение — это ценно.
Well, what's this I've spotted?
Значит, что-то увидела. Значит, что-то увидела.
Nothing to report, sir. You never have. Isn't that a good thing? God, duty's not so bad.
You go pacing now, I'll walk out that door.
Good on you. These boss men respect company. So what did he say?
Well, what does it matter? Day labourers.
It's just a turn of phrase.
Will you please turn your phrases elsewhere?
Ну вот, собственно, вроде и все.
Still nothing, sir.
This place reeks of orc stench.
Why would we be guarded?
Makes sense, sir.
Но я не знаю, что он там увидел. Сейчас распределим все еще. По-хорошему. Так. Это что у нас? Короткий меч, одноручная. 18-25. Так, а ну всякие там картофель и прочее, видимо, сразу сюда закинулось, да?
One day, Moira. One day you'll show them all.
Допустим. Так, ладно. Здесь мы посмотрели. Пройдемте дальше. Какие там новые сведения? Осталось, видимо, на место преступления сходить.
You should see, but I've got the foulest of the lot on my hands.
Видимо, надо вот... Ага. Это надо будет вот так вот, что ли, как-то... Как же спуститься-то? Безымянный легионер, не вижу смысла. Место преступления, странная пещера и смерть. Там Аурий. Шепчи мне что-нибудь.
Quiet day on the market, it seems.
Давайте сходим на место преступления. Что там у нас произошло? Ну, давайте посмотрим, что у нас здесь, во-первых. Дом-то заброшенный.
Сайсil isn't so bad on a quiet day like this, is it?
Тратить.
Those bony brutes will never make it inside these walls. Excellent. Let's keep it that way.
Ну, наковальнить что-нибудь. А что? Да. Давайте вот так попробуем. Невозможно. Невозможно. Все понял. Я знаю, точно невозможно, невозможно. Наковальня, окей. Еще одна наковальня, тут видим точильня. Есть кузница. Я понял. Плавильная печь. Найти какого-нибудь торговца, которому сбыть бы все старье. Желательно за денежку. Епстепстина. Так. А где у нас тут вход на место преступления? А, это, видимо, таверна. Похоронное бюро, о как. Ну, труп, наверное, я уж не буду обыскивать. Журнал Робертса, а вот это можно...
Lucky find!
Журнал Робертса.
Looks like the mortician is rather suspicious about Jake.
What could Mayor Cecil, Captain Aureus, or Evelyn have to do with it?
So, what's the bad news? More orcs rampaging through the docks? Or have those infernal statues sent another soul flying to his death? This here's my family business. Yes, there's been a Roberts escorting stiffs into the next life since the foundation of Saysil itself. Sad story, that. Though if I'm speaking plainly, the sentimental aspect of it all doesn't make much of an impression on an undertaker. I just concern myself with giving the remains a respectable exit from life. We set him to rest in the northern graveyard.
Так, что у нас тут?
The sun is out, and yet I feel a cold inside my soul. The bane of age, crux of years.
Пойдем смотреть на Урея.
Just to be defeated by Alistair the Great.
They say he's privy to ancient and arcane secrets, the likes of which I doubt he could even fathom old friends.
The sun is out, and yet I feel a cold.
Идем правильно.
Now, there's my pepper. Did it sprout legs and run away? Yeah.
Так, здесь у нас казарма легиона, я так понимаю.
There's my pepper. Did it sprout legs and run away?
Легионер. Еще дальше, что ли?
Feeling hot under the collar?
Greetings! These stores are for our Legion troops. Ривеллон's finest work up mighty fine appetite, sir.
Don't let that rooster escape! He's already on the menu!
A chicken has the right to live too.
Ах, черт. Хоть, блин, не загружайся.
Pardon him? What a silly notion.
Oh, look at that cute little...
If this chicken belongs to the chef, setting it free would be the equivalent of theft.
No, we'll do as I say.
Why did you let my chicken escape?
Greetings! These stores are for our Legion troops. Ривеллон's finest work up mighty fine appetite, sir.
Ты,
7.
где я там сохранялся-то последний раз? Не так уж и далеко, с одной стороны. Давай-ка мы ее пойдем. Что? Внутрь? Так.
Now this is valuable. Looks like the more mortician is rather suspicious about Jake.
What could Mayor Cecil, Captain Aureus, or Evelyn have to do with it?
Так, заодно и поговорим сейчас, и про тело тоже. Ибо нет.
So, what's the bad news? This here's my family business. Sad story, that. I just concern myself with giving the remains a respectable exit from... How do you... Ah, the ledger, is it? Fool was I to leave it in the open. Or perhaps I even looked forward to being found. Plenty of us shopkeepers entrust the mayor with the spare keys to our businesses, you know. And he's the only person in town with a second copy of the key to the mortuary. He could have used it to sign. Aureus himself paid me a visit the night the body was delivered. Came rapping at my door in the... Can't see why he'd bothered to go through all that trouble. Unless he knew... I know it sounds strange suspecting the doctor's apprentice of something so ghoulish as this, but there's fearing that it was she who delivered Jake's body from the inn to the mortuary. And there it seemed she could barely contain her thoughts. That there was something thrilling about to happen. I can't quite... And this may or may not have anything to do with the whole rigmarole. But her master, Dr. Theleron, bought an old shack of mine, one overtaken by undead. I never saw a widow less distraught at the death of... It was she who rang my bell just before the body was snatched. Lured me outside, claiming she needed air, before discussing the funeral arrangements. Some accomplice could have sneaked in and grabbed the remains while I was comforting the... That gold's the only good thing to come out of this blasted affair, and I certainly plan on making some use of it.
Блин.
That old bag's as fat as a heifer. She won't miss that sheep for a moment, and she sure as hell won't starve over it. So, what's the back? This here's sad story. I just concern... How do you... Plenty of us... He could have used it to... Aureus himself... Can't see why he'd bothered. I know it sounds strange suspecting the doctor's apprentice of something so... It was she who delivered Jake's body from the inn to the mortuary. Seemed she could barely contain her thoughts. That there was something thrilling about to happen. And this may or may not have anything to do with the whole rigmarole. I never saw... It was she who rang my bell just... That gold's the only good thing to come out of this blasted affair. And I certainly plan on making some use of it.
Да что ты будешь делать? Как интересно.
That old bag's as fat as a...
заодно посмотрим, при победе будет ли также отношение ухудшаться.
So, what's the bad news? This here's my sad story. So, what's the bad news? This here's my sad story. I just concerned. How do you... Plenty of it. He could have used it to... Aureus himself. Can't see why he... I know it sounds... It was she. It seemed she could bet. And this may... I never... It was she who rang my bell. So, what's the bad news? That gold's the only good thing to come out of this blasted affair. And I certainly plan on making some use of it.
Да ну на.
That old bag's as
Издеваешься, что ли?
So, what's the bad news? That gold's the only good thing to come out of this blasted affair. And I certainly plan on making some use of it. You know, I reckon Bertia really didn't get a fair shake in all this, did she? Here, take the money and give it to her. Times are hard enough as they are.
Так, деньги-то он так прям отдал, да?
So, what's the bad news? More orcs rampaging through the docks? I never imagined myself thanking some strangers for taking my money. But in the end, I reckon you were right. I couldn't well enjoy something with such a dark cloud hanging over it.
Хорошо, кто тепло. Плохо, когда холодно. Быстрое сохранение.
Greetings. These stores are for our Legion troops. Ривеллон's finest work.
Step aside! This maniac's gonna turn me into a meat pie!
Isn't it a chicken's destiny to be eaten? We should catch it and give it back to the cook.
Wait a minute! I don't want to see this poor chicken here slaughtered! I want him free! Free! Free!
If this chicken belongs to the chef, setting it free would be the equivalent of theft.
Блин, у меня Родерик какой-то. Этот. Гомосек.
Oh, look at that cute little beak. Can you really condemn that face to the cleaver?
All right, we'll do it your way.
Yippee-ki-yay!
Why did you let my chicken escape? You let my chicken escape? Looks like it's your lucky day, Jack. Not to tell the troops they get.
These stores are for our Legion troops. Ривеллон's finest work up mighty fine appetite. So
Так, это кто у нас? Селение. Здравствуй, селение.
Source Hunter. A sight for sore eyes, if ever there was one. I know you're probably knee-deep in that awful murder investigation, but truth, we've been conducting a series of expeditions into undead territory, and I'm Lieutenant Selenia at your service. I'm Captain... Now, I certainly don't mind a bit of healthy competition, and even rivalry between our orders, but I, for one, and that is exactly what your presence in Saysil is, Source Hunter. A gift and a blessing. Only heroes such as yourself can make a true difference in this troubled... I shall be very glad to share what information I can give you. The undead. I pitied them at first. Many among them were once kind and innocent civilians of Saysil after all. The bravest among my men and women tell me they are weaker in the west and stronger in the east. So I suggest you head westward if you want to flex your muscles and test the waters before blindly diving to your death. I shall be very glad. If ever we want to be victorious in Saysil, we have to track down the root of the undead uprising. Under 3 landmarks were chosen for further investigation. The lighthouse. There's a lighthouse to the west, up on the bluffs, overlooking the sea. No, the locals say it's haunted, and half a dozen legionnaires have gone to find out whether or not those are mere... There are ancient burial grounds to be found north of the city. As good, a local archaeologist offered to tag along with the men. Here's hoping his knowledge on the subject may prove to be... There's a church to the northeast of here, built atop the very place where once stood a temple dedicated to the source. The Sicilians raised it, and built a church for the... All superstitious mumbo-jumbo, if you ask me. But when the dead rose, that is when they were first spotted. Hence the... So I did. The Pact of Volunteers. Many legionnaires will do whatever it takes to go home, which is why I personally... The chances of survival during these sorties are only about 1 in 10, you see. So my soldiers are free to volunteer, and if they are successful, they just bought themselves a boat ride home.
You don't think it's infected, do you?
Come on now, I pulled her off you before she could do any real damage.
Any real damage? Are you joking? I've been mauled. I'll be disfigured for life.
Ah, come on with the dramatics. It's not as bad as all that.
The face furious. She bit me in the face.
Look on the bright side. Everyone knows the ugly soldiers are the most ferocious.
Uglier soldiers. The beast looks rabid.
In that case, you'll have the pleasure of putting her down yourself.
I wish for you to try and screech, woman. The beast speaks. So you have a brood behind that feral wall, have you?
Вот это еще один номер.
Hey, no, I think that was an insult.
Don't pay attention to the beast face. You'll only regret it. You don't think it's infected, do you?
Come on now, I pulled her off you before she could do any real damage.
Any real damage? Are you joking?
for life.
Come on.
The face furious. She bit me in the face.
Look on the bright side. Everyone knows the ugly soldiers are the most ferocious.
Ugly will be the least of it. The beast looks rotten.
In that case, you'll have the pleasure of putting her down yourself.
I wish for you to try it, screech woman.
The beast speaks, so you've half a brain behind that feral maw, have you?
The cretin's question crossed her lips and leaped an air of aptitude.
Hey, Cal, I think that was an insult.
Don't pay attention to the beast, Furious. You'll only encourage it. You don't think it's a bad idea?
Now, I told her off you before she could do any real damage.
Any real damage? Are you joking? I can maul. I'll be disfigured for life.
Come on with the dramatics. It's not as bad as all that.
The face furious. She bit me in the face.
Look on the bright side. Everyone knows the ugly soldiers are the most ferocious.
Ugly will be the least of it. The beast looks rotten.
In that case, you'll have the pleasure of putting her down yourself.
I wish for you to try it, screech woman.
The beast speaks, so you half a brain behind that feral maw, have you?
The cretin's question crossed her lips and aped an air of aptitude.
Hey, Cal, I think that was an insult.
Don't pay attention to the beast, Furious. You'll only encourage it.
Так, у нее же починиться можно, да?
You don't think it's infected, do you?
Now, I pulled her off you before she could do anything real damage.
Any real damage? Are you joking? I can maul. I'll be disfigured for life.
Come on with the dramatics. It's not as bad as all that.
The face furious. She bit me in the face.
Look on the bright side. Everyone knows the ugly soldiers are the most ferocious.
Ugly will be the least of it. The beast looks rotten.
In that case, you'll have the pleasure of putting her down yourself.
I wish for you to try it, screech woman.
The beast speaks, so you half a brain behind that feral maw, have you?
The cretin's question crossed her lips and aped an air of aptitude.
Hey, Cal, I think that was an insult.
Don't pay attention to the beast, Furious. You'll only encourage it.
Так, ну-ка по денежкам пробежимся.
You don't think it's infected, do you?
Now, I pulled her off you before she could do anything.
Divines doubly bless you, friend.
I'll be disfigured for life.
Come on with the dramatics. It's not as bad as all that.
The face furious. She bit me in the face.
Look on the bright side. Everyone knows the ugly soldiers are the most ferocious.
Ugly will be the least of it. The beast looks rotten.
In that case, you'll have the pleasure of putting her down yourself.
Да может, хрен с ним со злом-то, а тут как-то...
The beast speaks, so you half a brain behind that feral maw, have you?
The cretin's question crossed her lips and
Это как-то вот посимпатичнее будет 46 на уровне брони, мужчине минус 112. Сила 5-то есть. Есть.
You don't think it's infected, do you?
Now, I pulled her off you before she could do any real damage.
Any real damage? I can maul. I'll be disfigured for life.
Come on with the dramatics. It's not as bad as all that.
The face furious. She bit me in the face.
Look on the bright side. Everyone knows the ugly soldiers are the most ferocious.
Ugly will be the least of it. The beast looks rotten.
In that case, you'll have the pleasure of putting her down yourself.
I wish for you to try it, screech woman.
The beast speaks, so you half a brain behind that feral maw, have you?
Так, а теперь там вроде что-то нужно было изучить. Ежели я все правильно понимаю. Так, какой-то вроде бы даже свиточек, да? Так, ну здесь всякая разная жратва. Ед мы даем Родерику, ед мы даем Родерику. Хотя короткий меч нужен был. А, он краденый, видимо, поэтому он не продается. Это что такое? Травки всякие, ну, рюкзачочек.
I've been mauled. I'll be disfigured for life.
Come on with the dramatics. It's not as bad as all that.
The face, Virius. She bit me in the face.
Look on the bright side. Everyone knows the ugly soldiers are the most ferocious.
Ugly'll be the least of it. The beast looks rabid.
In that case, you'll have the pleasure of putting her down yourself.
I wish for you to try it, screech woman.
The beast speaks? So you've half a brain behind that feral maw, have you? The cretin's question crossed her lips and aped an air of aptitude.
Hey, Tal, I think that was an insult.
Don't pay attention to the beast, Virius. You'll only encourage it.
Что там нужно было изучить-то? Что-то я это... Нить потерял.
You don't think it's infected, do you?
Now I pulled her up before she could do any real damage.
Any real damage? Are you joking? I've been mauled. I'll be disfigured for life.
Come on with the dramatics. It's not as bad as all that.
О, как!
The face, Virius. She bit me in the face.
Look on the bright side. Everyone knows the ugly soldiers are the
Лук и меч, и это... Рысь в перде, в общем.
I wish for you to try it, screech woman.
The beast speaks? So you have a brain behind that feral maw, have you? The cretin's question crossed her lips and aped an air of aptitude.
Hey, no, I think that was an insult.
Don't pay attention to the beast, Virius. You'll only encourage it.
Знание легендарное.
You don't think it's infected, do you?
Come on now, I pulled her up before she could do any real damage.
Ладно, ладно, я понял.
I've been mauled. I'll be disfigured for life.
Come on,
it's not
as bad as all that.
The face, Virius. She bit me in the face.
Look on the bright side. Everyone knows the ugly soldiers are the most ferocious.
Ugly'll be the least of it. The beast
What?
looks rabid.
In that case, you'll have the pleasure of putting her down yourself.
I wish for you to try it, screech woman.
The beast speaks. So you have a brain behind that feral maw, have you?
The cretin's question crossed her lips and aped an air of aptitude.
Hey, no, I think that was an insult.
Don't pay attention to the beast, Virius. You'll only encourage it.
Ну и чем они улучшились, я правда не понял. Дороже стоит. Черт ее знает, если честно.
You don't think it's infected, do you?
Come on now, I pulled her up before she could do any real damage.
20, человек брони 7,
I've been
стоит
mauled. I'll be
14.
disfigured for life.
Come on with the dramatics. It's not as bad as all that.
The face, Virius. She bit me in the face.
Look on the bright side. Everyone knows
Стоит чуть подороже.
Ugly'll be
Всё,
the least of
наверное.
it. The beast looks rabid.
in that case you'll have the pleasure of putting her down yourself.
I wish for you to try it, screech woman.
The beast speaks. So you have a brain behind that feral maw, have you?
The cretin's question crossed her lips and aped an air of aptitude.
Hey, no, I think that was an insult.
Don't pay attention to the beast, Virius. You'll only encourage it. You don't think it's infected,
Ну они
do you?
просто дороже становятся, я понял. Как продавать следовало бы, конечно, обработать.
I've been mauled. I'll be disfigured for life.
Ну ладно.
Come on with the dramatics. It's not as bad as all that.
Древние кожаные
The
доспехи.
face,
Давайте-ка мы их
Virius.
сразу
She
обработаем.
bit me in the face.
Look on the bright side. Everyone knows the ugly
Родерик,
soldiers.
жги напалмом.
Ugly'll be the least of it. The beast looks rabid.
In that case, you'll have the pleasure of putting her down yourself.
I wish for you to try it, screech woman.
The beast speaks. So you've half a brain behind that feral maul, have you? The cretin's question crossed her lips and ate an air of aptitude.
Hey, Hal, I think that was an insult.
Don't pay attention to the beast fairies.
Да, очень долго уходит, очень много времени уходит на всякие подготовительные вещи.
You don't think it's infected, do you?
Come on now, I pulled her off you before she could do any real damage.
Any real damage? Are you joking? I've been mauled. I'll be disfigured for life.
Ah, come on with the dramatics. It's not as bad as all that.
The face, furious. She bit me in the face.
Look on the bright side. Everyone knows the ugly soldiers.
И кожаные не наручники.
Ugly will be the least of it.
Тканевые, да, не кожаные.
In that case, you'll have the pleasure of putting her down yourself.
I wish for you to try it, screech woman. The beast speaks. So you have a brain behind that feral wall, have you? The cretin's question crossed her lips and ate an air of aptitude.
Hey, no. That was an insult.
Don't pay attention to the beast.
Ну ладно,
You'll only encourage it.
с этим разобрались. Сарон, давайте тоже мы. Кого всего 5-10.
You don't think it's infected, do you? I'll be disfigured for life.
Come on with the dramatics. It's not as bad as all that.
Оденем, так, это мы
Furious. She bit me in the face.
Look on the bright side.
Скарлетт.
Everyone knows the ugly soldiers are the most ferocious. In that case, you'll have the pleasure of putting her down
Здесь все
yourself.
улучшено.
Hey, no. I think that was an insult.
Don't pay attention to the beast fairies. You'll only encourage it.
Да и, собственно, это тоже для Скарлетт. Потому что... Удобнее ей будет дело делать, раздевайся, Скарлетт. Идем далее.
Don't pay attention to the beast fairies. You'll only encourage it. You don't think it's infected, do you?
Come on now, I pulled her off you before she could do any real damage.
Any real damage? Are you joking? I've been mauled. I'll be disfigured for life.
Ah, come on with the dramatics. It's not as bad as all that.
Погнали, давайте одеваться. Чё ж теперь делать-то?
Look on the bright side. Everyone knows the ugly soldiers are the most ferocious.
Ugly will be the least of it.
Ничего не забыл?
In that case, you'll have the pleasure of putting her down yourself.
Тут только падать надо, наверное.
The beast speaks, so you have a
Давайте.
brain and a feral maul, have you?
Здрасте еще раз, девушка.
Salutations, Source Hunter.
Некоторые приложения. Смотрите, что у нас есть. Да, половинную цену она берет, конечно, это несколько обидно.
You don't think it's infected, do you?
Ah, now, I pulled her off you before she could do any real damage.
Ну, пока что, собственно, не все. Так, а это я прочитал, занимательные жидкости.
Come on with the dramatics. It's not as bad as all that.
Ну да, ладно.
She bit me in the face.
Так, где у нас тут господин Аурис или как его? Я посмел тебе желать?
Don't pay attention to him. He'll only encourage it.
Those boots will embarrass a rich folk. Get the shiny
You don't think it's infected, do you?
Come on now, I pulled her off you before she could do any real damage.
Good luck out there, Hunter. Evil lurks beyond.
I'll be disfigured for life.
Ah, come on with the dramatics. It's not
Sorry,
as bad as
sir.
all that.
The face, Furious. She bit me in the face.
Look on the bright side. Everyone knows the ugly soldiers are the most ferocious.
Ice blue eyes narrow beneath a heavy brow streaked with sweat and dust. Her hands tense into claws, held at the ready.
Her brow knits together, but something in her pose relaxed.
I am Bear Daughter. I have not come here to find trouble with the Screech woman. And you are a source hunter. I have heard many tales of your order. This woman here, the one who now plots her revenge, she crept behind me while I was hunting, but soon their swords were upon me, and they forced me into this cage meant for dogs. Hey, who's that then? Come on, stand where my good eye can see you.
Easy, Tull. That's the source hunter you're talking to.
Sloppier than Sicilian stew. Again!
She may have the look of a woman if you squint hard enough, but we got reports of a strange-looking outsider skulking through the town with her bow drawn. I found her crouched behind a tree, taking aim at... I tapped her on the shoulder to see what was what, and...
Bit Tullia right in the face, she did. It wasn't pretty, and now it's got a chunk ripped.
Enjoy it while you can, Ver. There's not another legionnaire in the cohort that'll have you if I go rabid.
Well, that's to be decided. She doesn't seem to be sick, despite Tully's moaning. We can't...
Those boots will embarrass a bridge folk. Get to shining recruits.
Sorry, sir. Perhaps it'd be worth taking this stranger under our wing. She'll likely come in handy if we can trust her to watch our backs.
After all, a fearless hunter might prove quite useful for our investigation.
Well, that's a relief, ain't it? We found a good home for her after all, Tull.
Again!
Heed me, Source Hunter. She's not good for anything more than cannon fodder. And don't turn your back on her when she's got that bow within arm's reach.
Source Hunter, I have heard tales both grand and terrible about the world of humans. I myself was caged in Home Forest. Every creature acts according to the nature of its kind. Birds frighten easily, badgers fear little. But amongst men, there are no guarantees.
Embarrass a bridge folk. Get to shining recruits.
Sorry, sir.
You think that's funny, Private?
It is difficult for me to claim humanity as you do. I am still learning. It is strange to stand with one foot in the forest.
Так.
That was sloppier than Sicilian stew. Again!
Так, ну, кстати, лук-то можно передать ведь? Лук.
About face!
Это мы даем Родерику. Родерик.
Recruits! That was sloppier than Sicilian stew. Again! Attention! About face! To the barracks! Not! Recruits, that was sloppier than Sicilian stew. Again! Attention! About face! To the barracks! March! Recruits, that was sloppier than Sicilian stew. Again! Those boots are embarrassed at bridge throw. Get to shine.
Сейчас мы будем тебе...
Sorry, sir.
Будем тебе делать... Украшать златом твою броню. Так, а что мы умеем, кстати? Прогулка, что такое тенебри? О, она может распознать. Хорошо, это замечательно. Сейчас тогда мы это... Так.
Sorry, sir.
Так, ну вот, что-то как-то стало налаживаться. Кили-кили, тролливали. Точка темная была. Так, знание легенды хорошо. Так, давай-ка мы обратно тебе шкуру твою отдадим.
Sorry, sir.
Тоже Б-раздел. Так, ну это... Не мешайте. Так, и... Всё. Как-то отлично. Прелестная амазонка. Ага. Это кожаная броня у нас, это старая вот эта броня. Да, тебе только помыть не мешало. Так.
Attention! About face! To the barracks!
Опознан.
Recruits! That was sloppier than Sicilian stew! Again!
Вызов волк. Ну как? Скарлетт у нас будет этим заниматься. Ну что же? Еще свиток воскрешения.
Sorry, sir.
Смотрю, дофига. Так, у тебя сколько воскрешений? У тебя пойдет.
Those boots will embarrass a bridge troll. Get your shining recruits.
Sorry, sir.
Я понял.
You think that's funny, private?
Труселя, рейтинг брони понизится. Так, в одежде ты...
About face!
Понятно, какая-то друидка-амазонка. Пойми, что... Легионер.
Recruits! That was sloppier than Sicilian stew. Again! Honored to meet you. Wish I was a source hunter. Dangerous line of...
Так, разговаривать со всеми будет, видимо, Скарлетт. Что это я заикаться? Так, открываем дверь и ищем Ауриса.
Sorry, sir.
You think that's funny, private?
we here, then? A so-called source hunter, eh? Well, look, do what you...
Я думаю, тут ничем хорошим не
Oh, what now? I'm Captain Aureus, if you must know, leader of the Legion in Saysil. By which I mean I have the enviable task of commanding a battalion of walking dead. For I fear it may well be but a matter of time. If you... Bravo! Figured that one out, did you? I haven't been stuck here for 2 years because we're being besieged by fluffy kittens, you know. Those brain-feasting freaks out there keep on coming. And it takes all the sword arms, and how am I enjoying it? Are you spoiling for a fight, Hunter? Are you? Saysil stinks of fish, reeks of orcs, and on a good day the wind disperses the stench of decomposed... We are the pride of Ривеллону, to be found and to be seen everywhere. We don't hide in the dark and lurk in corners. I'd say they are looking for weak spots in our defenses. They can't make an attack over land for fear of Ahu's magical machines, so they're trying their luck by sea. They won't succeed, though. Not against the Legion. Yes, and he also spends most of his time in the guise of a cat, licking God's knows which body parts. Sects, sorcerers. He'll be seeing flying carpets next.
Да-да-да, прокатая тут метка.
Gods above! Some politician snuffs it and everyone's in an uproar. Ridiculous! I told that wizard brat of an Ahu not to bother, but he just had to send for some... Nevertheless, I want to be kept in the loop. Understand? I am in command of this town, not Mayor Cecil, not... The scene of the crime is over at the King Crab Inn. You can tell the guard you have my permission to enter. Now off with you! Esmeralda is Jake's wife. Well, widow. Everyone in town, down to the crabs on the beach, is convinced she killed him. Now, the girl has the reputation of being a flirt. What? You're going to stand there and claim with a straight face your order never wrongly tortured and executed anyone? Hardly. But I won't stand...
Чем-то бы этот... Это Гуид. Вы догадываетесь, че Гуид, да? Так, есть параметр скрытность? Или нет такого у нас? Движение способностей. Ты нам что скажешь? Взлом один. А, на этот счет. Еще раз пробуем. Хорошо. Дымовой. Дымовой можно. Дымовая стрела, отлично. А лук я ему зачем-то дал в прошлый раз, да? Ну ладно. Я, конечно, был сильно неправ. Ну вот. Неплохо полутался. Все, пойдем отсюда. Кстати, а что будет, если скушать хлеб? Приломим хлеб, так сказать.
Source Hunter, welcome, welcome, but certainly. What would... Oh, I am but a wizard, a guardian of man and beast. My task upon this earth is to... You see, my one desire is to witness a world in which every mother looks around her and purrs with... To my great regret, none of them purr as yet. Oh, that'll never happen. Granted, a witch could make the I'm my own wizard, you know. And I don't intend to be... Oh, but that's not a trick. It's such magic is a gift, Hunter. To be out in the night. But of course it's handy to speak in more than meows.
Понаделал, конечно. Монументальный. Да, и надо же прочесть тут. Ну что-то, я просто... Бабочек нет. подвале находится. Справочник искателя приключений еще один. Тюремная сокровищница. Прикольно, прикольно. Так, железная дверь. Ой, смотри. Что у тебя?
Do you hear that clinking? I think someone's got keys in their pocket.
О как?
Hey! Stop that!
Показали, что это такое. Так, я надо хлебушка скушать обязательно. Еще надо натягивать тему, кстати. Самодельный короткий лук. Ну ладно, допустим. Заметили, заметили. Подумаешь, дело-то житейское. Так, может из этого того? Ну да, тут можно и за воров проходить, и за кого угодно. Я понял. Хорошо, идем дальше. все тут будут.
Sorry, sir.
Ой, Эсмеральда, я посмел тебе желать. Хе-хе-хе, ну с ней явно как мужик разговаривать. Где ты? На кухне жаришь котлеты? Так, а вот она где-то здесь, да, получается? Как бы мне сюда-то, так сказать, просочиться?
Sorry, sir.
Что-то все пустое.
Have some pity.
Стоять. Стоять. Стоять, говорю.
One coin or two, noble spirit? One coin or... Oh, I am a happy man, and certainly a humble one now. It turns out losing it all... Ah, a fool once was I, and ever seeking greater satisfaction than that which I already enjoyed. In my folly, I sought the counsel of those notorious Watcher statues on the western cliffs. Their guidance ruined... I'd heard they were not to be trusted, that they gave fools advice to... They told me that I would find fame and renown if I renounced my worldly possessions. Fire, the most thorough cleanser, was my method. But as my house burned in front of me, I felt no elevation, no piety, only the sudden weight of my own idiocy upon my very soul. Thank you, kind one.
So those statues told him he'd have to renounce his earthly possessions to become a spiritual leader, did they?
Absurd. Since when is poverty a prerequisite of spirituality?
Right. I'm not going to throw my things on a pyre in the hope that the stench of my burning trousers...
Have some pity.
Так, хорошо. Это у нас скамья, а это у нас что? Это алкоголик.
You there! Sit! Stay a while. Right in front. I'll excite you. I'll delight you. Don't pity me. No, sir. Just a few years when Reginald came, he brought some fantastic prop with him. Now, have you seen? It seems even my usually choosy audience has been taken in by that hack's little gizmo. And even when there's no crowd to speak of, old Reggie still has at least one fan calling... I don't know how he inspires such loyalty with less talent. You there? You look like an actor just waiting for his big debut. Have some pity. You there? You look like an actor just waiting for his big debut. Can you spare a coin? Performers, showmen, show all of them. Сайсил, what
Я
are
все,
you
я
made
понял.
of?
Это у нас не завершен, это у нас завершен. Отлично. Так, маяк. Запад.
Come on! Come on! Can't you hear the stage calling
Да,
you?
было бы неплохо на компас посмотреть. А, вот он север. Там, вот там. Что это все уже того.
Performers, showmen, show all of them. Saysil, what you're made of. What beer and flatulence. And who are you supposed to be? Oh, I should have been one of the greats. But here I am gathered. No, really? I hadn't noticed. If not for this ridiculous condition, you'd know me as the king's favorite. Don't you have an impressive library here in Saysil? I'm sure that. Take it up with Katerina. She's the master.
Fantastic!
My word! Zombie ate your dog? Orc sunk your ship? No matter! You're at Katerina's fair. Well, I'm Katerina. I've an open stage in want of talent, and I've often found the best. The theatre's favor has overcome you, has it? Marvelous! I do so love a fresh. Check the library and see if any of the classics there interest you. I'd love to see a source hunter's take on one of the old standards.
Зайди в библиотеку.
Oh, can't you hear the stage calling you?
Где эта библиотека?
Enjoying the fair, right away, my dear, just as fast as you'll speak to Master Chaucer if you're ready for your debut.
Beer and flatulence. What is it this time? Katerina's given the go. Tell me when you're ready to begin, and I'll show you to your places.
Хорошо. В библиотеку нужно зайти, я понял.
Fantastic!
My
So
word!
ardently did he crave creamy blues and
My
gory
word.
reds that he ordered a contest across his realm.
Fantastic! Bravo! Bravo!
Today, I think, a king. The great Sigurd and his rainbow of war machines.
You there! Take a seat. Prepare to laugh your head off. Cry, I am Reginald the Illusionist, purveyor of the most amazing artifact in Andevale. This ha! Yes, I know of that talentless bull. He was here. Enter Reginald the Illusionist. That's right, a talking head. And he doesn't just talk. He'll weave you a yarn so fantastic, you'll be begging to hear. I obtained this cure. You see, I was diving in search of a rare medicinal sea herb. I volunteer at the local children's apothecary on weekends, in the shallows around Saisil's own Black Cove, when I spotted. Though the chest was stuck fast, I had the treasure of a lifetime in my very hand. In the hubbub, I lost hold of my prize and watched it sink. Before my mind's eye swam the faces of the many war widows and leapt rot, grabbing fast to the hilt of a cutlass that floated by at just that moment. I summoned all my strength to slash a great gash in the creature's gut. Freeing myself from my would-be tomb, I swam. It was there, along the rocky beach, that I tripped over this...
Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti. Oh, excuse me, I'm trying to prepare for the next. I doubt I have to tell you that I am the amazing singing Stefan, the only sentient You're a source hunter, aren't you? Pleasure to meet you. Now, please, Stefan has many fans to meet today. Psst, help me. Take me to Reginald's cellar. There I will reveal everything.
Yeehaw!
It won't be the worst indignation I've suffered.
That is enough of that now! Back for more, I see! Well, I can't say I'm surprised, what with Stefan rattling off...
Bravo!
Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti. Oh, excuse me, I'm trying to prepare for the next.
You don't look like someone who's ever been serenaded by a severed head. Step right up!
Bravo! Hijo! My word!
Come one, come all, and see the amazing singing Stefan! Saisil's only sentient severed head!
My word!
А, блин, здесь. Ну ладно.
Enjoying the... Well, I've an open stage in want of talent. Right away, my dear, just as fast as you... Speak to Master Chaucer if you're ready for...
What is it this time? Katarina's given the go-ahead, has she? Tell me when you're ready to begin, and I'll show you to your places and gather... Ready for your trial by fire, you mean? There's no more savage foe than an audience, my dear. But I'm sure you'll do just fine. Wouldn't we all? But unlike a true thespian, you haven't a scrap of material to work with. Must I?
Библиотека.
By the seven! What a tale!
My word!
He craved creamy blues and gory reds that he ordered a contest across his realm.
Liberté, equality, and brotherhood for all.
Sigurd and his rainbow of war machines.
My word!
It is said, and this I have heard from a ghost who knew Elba.
You there! I am Reginald the Illusionist. Huh? Yes, I enter. That's right. I obtained. You see, I was though the chest I had in the hubbub before my mind grabbing far, freeing myself from. It was there, along.
Today, I think, a king, the great Sigurd and his rainbow of war machines. It is said, and this I have heard from a ghost who knew Elba, who knew Elliot, who is said to have known Sigurd himself. Do, re, mi, fa, sol. I doubt I have to... Psst. You... pleasure to meet you. Now... I think a king, the great Sigurd and his rainbow of war machines. It is said, and this I have heard from a ghost who knew Elba, who knew Elliot, who is said to have known Sigurd himself, that the king had a...
Так, ну, в принципе, ничего, эта игрушка. Давно уже пора заканчивать, но что-то как-то не заканчивается. Хочется там еще вот доделать еще одно дельце.
A familiar face. Come, watch the show. I promise it'll take your mind off beheading baddies, or whatever it is.
Так, это нам не помощник.
Come one, come all.
Fantastic!
Today, I think, a king.
Fantastic!
The great Sigurd and his rainbow of war machines. It is said, and this I have heard from a ghost who knew Elba, who knew Elliot.
Back for more, I see. Well, I can't say that's right. A talking head. And he does. Back for more. Hard times, Lord Pinchpenny.
Ordered a contest across...
That's right. A talking... I obtained... You see, I was... Though the chest was... I had in the hubbub. Before my mind's eyes, grabbing for freeing myself. It was there, along...
Так, и что делать, собственно?
My word! You don't look like someone who's ever been serenaded by a severed head. Step right up!
Seven! What a tale!
My word!
Fantastic!
Today, I think, a king.
Fantastic!
The great Sigurd and his rainbow of war machines. It is said, and this I have heard from a ghost who knew Elba, who knew Elliot, who is said to have known Sigurd himself, that the king had a great thirst for colour. So ardently did he crave creamy blues and gory reds that he ordered a contest across his realm.
My word.
Today, I think, a king, the great Sigurd and his rainbow of war machines. It is said, and this I have heard from a ghost who knew Elba, who knew Elliot, who is said to have known Sigurd himself, that the king had a great thirst for colour. So ardently did he crave creamy blues and gory reds that he ordered a contest across his realm.
Fantastic.
Today, I think, a king, the great Sigurd and his rainbow of war. Re mi fa sol. It won't be the worst indignation I've.
We will have none of that, you hear?
Fantastic. Do re mi fa sol la ti. Oh, excuse me. What do you call a source hunter who finds a way to draw a crowd away from where he or she would like to? A resourceful hunter. Come now, it can't be that hard to find something to draw off.
Come one, come all, and see the amazing singing Stefan! Saisil's only sentient severed head!
Fantastic!
Today, I think, a king, the great Sigurd and his rainbow of war machines. It is said, and this I have heard from a ghost who knew Elba, who knew Elliot, who is said to have known Sigurd himself, that the king had a great thirst for colour. So ardently did he crave creamy blues and gory reds that he ordered a contest across his realm. Today, I think, a king, the great Sigurd and his rainbow of war machines. It is said, and this I have heard from a ghost who knew Elba, who knew Elliot, who is said to have known Sigurd himself, that the king had a great thirst for colour. So ardently did he crave creamy blues and gory reds that he ordered a contest across his realm. Do re mi fa sol la ti. It won't be the worst indignation.
Fantastic.
Tricks of the kids!
My word.
This here is the greatest illusion in Handavale!
Fantastic!
Так, дом Родерика нам надо. Место преступления. Вот это что ли дом Родерика?
My gods! He's gone!
А где этот дом-то? Родерика? Я понял, какой это телерион.
Bah! If you think black sheep are weird, try weird sheep.
I've spotted something.
Лопату мне начали.
Milk. I give wool. And what do I get in return?
Moo! Don't disturb Master Theliron now. He's been so busy with...
Правда, что он с этими бревнами делать будет, я это в душе не понимаю. Так, а что же мне с этим-то совсем, с частью делать? Так, а где у нас дом этого, как его? Лириана или Делориана? Как тебя зовут-то, чел? Подвал Реджинальд. Пишу я подвал-то, а? Допустим, не надо где-то лопату достать, да, видимо? Чей это дом? Так. Портовый склад. Проветрить. Безобразие и вакханалия. Где-то надо найти лопату или что-то такое. О, ведро.
Not even worth of rummaging.
Если не стану. Ключ шкатулки. О.
What's that gleam?
Эвелин. Ведро. Шлем. То есть ведро можно на голову надеть, да? И уровень брони, кстати, 10. Отлично, слушайте. Ведро воды. Очень хорошо. Ты что ж ты будешь делать-то, а? Пустая чашка. Где-то еще были пустые у нас склянки. Почему из ведра воды не могу чашку воды набрать, а? Это немножко странно. А, вот они, пустые флаконы, да, зелья. Ну, ладно. Так, у тебя что там, прибавилось это? Кстати.
There must be some way to open this.
Наверное, должен. Так, сохраним. Хрен лысого. Понял. Так, и тебя мы сможем заломать. Хрена лысого. Понял. Так. Из этого залезть какой-то никому не входит. Я же сохранил. Вот тебе. Ну и остался в итоге без отмычек, да? Да. Какой я молодец. А, во. Не совсем. Отлично. Все отмычки целы. Кони пьяные, холопцы запряжены. Так. Магазин закрыт навсегда. Здесь у нас говно. Это вот что за домик? Стой! Ты, господи! Так, ты сюда поднимался. А, вот, магазин закрыт навсегда, да?
Get it while it's fresh. This batch is only
Say,
ours.
no one's around. You wouldn't raise a fuss if I borrowed one of these fish, would you?
Borrow indeed. I'll sooner meet a cat wizard than see that merchant repaid.
Come now, I'll be good for it, I swear! Oh, my story's tired by now. I was happy enough, prosperous enough, before these lean times around Saysil began. Still, I never would have dreamt of resorting to petty theft during better times. But what choice? So what do you think? Should I...
Everyone needs a hand now and then. Take the fish, and none but us will be any the wiser.
No better solution to the zombie problem than a set of silver arrows.
True enough.
That's the spirit! Or should I say, the...
Sir, did you just steal that fish?
No, I paid for it!
You were a witness to this event.
This man is telling the truth. He paid for that fish fair and square.
Quite so. I
can't thank you enough for your, discretion.
Well, sorry to have bothered you then, sir.
That thief is free for now, but I wonder how long it'll be until his growling belly seduces him back onto... I can understand your sympathy for that man, but feeding him for one day will hardly remedy his circumstances. You would...
Ну-ка, если... Ой, блин, наверное, не то загрузится. Так, ну вообще, пора мне заканчивать уже, если честно. У тебя же это в навыках-то есть ведь? Взлом, да, один, но один это мало, да? Блин, надо бы где-то лопату, видимо, раздобыть. Лопата здесь. Так, вот давайте мы здесь сейчас сохранимся.
Say, no one's around. You...
Borrow indeed. I'll sooner...
Come now, I'll be good for it. Oh, my story's I never would have dreamt of resorting to pets. So what do you think?
The undead quiver in their mouldy boots.
That merchant has to eat too, you know. Leave the fish alone.
Yes, you know what they say about giving a man a fish.
I suppose you've got to... A hungry man, you know.
Чего там +1?
That thief is free for now, but I wonder how long it'll be, and thank you for making that would-be thief see reason. I only hope your instruction lasts.
Ну, очень все неплохо, да? Так.
Let's see.
Правильно
Halibut,
ударился.
sheep's cheese, tomatoes.
I'm straight, I'm true. Arrows by the dozens.
Сострадание.
Watch the undead quiver in their mouldy boots. Heavenly delicious dogfish. Yours for a scrap of gold each.
Quiet day on the market, it seems.
Ага, это отступничество. Ну ладно, собственно, это...
No better solution to the zombie problem than a set of silver arrows.
Far?
Anybody? Neither of you cares to plead for his very existence? So, which of you is more deserving of life? Come, make your case.
But if one were to reduce the quantity of... Oh, a source hunter. Imagine that. Quite a bit more no matter. Even if it couldn't spare its heartiest specimen, I'm sure the order sent the individual... Me? Why, I'm more than a little surprised you haven't heard of me. Perhaps I can jog your memory. It was I who cured the Duchess of Arata of her unslakable thirst. A simple pinch of Atropa belladonna in her morning tea. I who discovered the date, not to mention that it's been my guidance that has permitted my apprentice... Yes. If that's how we're referring to the secret... She's in the other room as we speak. Perhaps you can prevail upon her to offer a demonstration. She's gotten hold of a stone, supposedly capable of fantastic... But she claims to have gotten the relic from a little northern town, Silverglen by name, and that an abbot there blessed it with the power to heal. Utter rubbish, I say. But with these blasted undead haunting the travel routes, I can hardly march up to Silverglen. Certainly, what would you like to know? The counsellor. Terrible loss, that. From what I can tell, it seems to be a simple case of jealousy turned violent. I've applied myself to that problem for 2 years. I declare it an act of the Almighty's, if I believed in such things. Well, she certainly possesses a critical eye and an exacting manner when it comes to making... I expect she'll be a very successful healer in her own right when the time comes.
Stone? Interesting indeed.
Nothing sets me on edge like inexplicable magic.
Зачем здесь дыба?
So, which of you is more deserving of life? Come, make your case.
Those men hardly sound long for this world. What's taking Tenderfoot so long?
So, which of you is more deserving of life? Come, make your case. So, which of you is more deserving of life? Come, make your case.
Так, хорошо.
Ah, hello, proportionate one. Oh, I can see from... I'm a painter by trade, as you can see, but a cartographer at heart. I travel around Andervale, mastering my craft and finding new subjects to add to my litany of lovely portraits and complex maps. Like this rooster I'm working on.
Build into your routine. Ah, gracious patron, I see your tired eyes looking a bit teary. I've just the potion for that. Or...
Source hunters, eh? All right, proper with fun. If you've got a favourite sheep, best to fry her up now before she gets thieved in the night like me dear plump Ogget. Now that the herd's gone, old Bertie's just scratching by like a hen till the next batch of beasties comes through. I recently sold most of the tender loves to a trader heading north. Plenty of business that away these days. Those miners must be preparing for a mighty great feast. Wish I could have a nibble on my DS. Oh, Ogget's been missing for more than a fortnight. I love that sheep, you know. Was planning to cook her into a fine midwinter night haggis myself. Do tell me if you're...
Да что где? Где дом-то этого, блин? Это Эсмеральда, это что?
Lonesome? Spiritless? Perhaps wrestling an earth elemental will inject some vim into your routine. Red and orange, yellow and green, the finest veggies Saysil's ever seen.
What? Oh, it's you. Come closer then. Closer? My elf? Oh, myself. I am Cecil, Mayor of Saysil, and husband of the stately Cecilia. I've been the mayor here for decades, and I'm quite eager to... Oh, what? Oh, you mean Saysil? Very difficult times indeed. As though the undead have overrun all but one. That's not to mention that at the top of this whole caboodle, there's rumors of some new religious and, while we're... Jake, murdered? Oh, yes. Yes, now I recall. Most of the townsfolk are certain Jake's wife Esmeralda is responsible. As you can imagine, I've known Esmeralda for years. That business between her and the Duke of Ferrol was always a bit, suggestive. But I've never... An all-right bloke, apart from all this Esmeralda nonsense. The whole town knows the only goal of his business trips... What? The undead? Yes, for the past 2 years, those blasted skeletons have all but suffocated this city. With all but... What of what now? Ah, you mean the staff of Pergamon. Yes, yes. I was expecting it. Cecil proved an old fool, though. For the merchant slated to deliver it to me has just informed me that his name is Conrad, captain of the Tide Splitter, a merchant ship still docked at the Saysil harbor. The staff itself contains a shard of an ore, highly valued for its use in the weapons of war. I know use of the material. Well, I do believe that's something your parents ought to have discussed with you long ago, Source Hunter. But, you see, when a lady and a fellow find... Oh, this is nonsense. I'm the mayor for the 7th sake. I can't be bothered to chat all day about the birds and the bees when Saysil... That depends. Ah, the library. Yes, yes, you must have a visit. It's the gem of Saysil. Would you... Marvelous! What? Oh, yes. This library is the jewel in Saysil's crown. My Victoria has every volume you could possibly imagine. Yes. Victoria's come a long way from that little bundle of claws and teeth I had. What? Oh, yes, yes. I'll be on my way back downstairs.
Demonology for dumbbells. Ugh. I need something more omnes autem mali demonis. What? What is this? Who are you to interrupt my... Oh, but perhaps I spoke too soon. No. A source hunter. That is what you are. Yes, a stalker of sorcery. A chaser of charms pernicious. Why? Simply because you hunt source, and I, Jehan, hunt demons. Now, I hate what I hunt, but this is a sentiment I'm quite certain you must recognize. Let there be strength in cunning, on one condition. That on our joint travels we will never deal with demonic entities.
Who placed this book here? A volume of poetry among novels? Ooh, rack! What mayhem!
I don't like to make promises I may not be able to keep, so I must decline your offer.
I concur.
Oh, simple souls. Oh, doomed spirits. What tangled webs you'd weave. But I won't be a fly to be...
Volume 2? But where has the third one gone? In the name of Amun-Hor, I bid thee Tujda Geta Hal. Be welcome, human. I am Victoria, daughter of Mayor Cecil. Oh, when I was very young, you see, I must have been cast out by my tribe. The fisherman who found me would have drowned me on the spot, for I am an orc after all. But he raised me like I was his own. This kindest of souls taught me the language of men. Indeed you may. The wisdom I here hold is yours to peruse and even take with you.
No new book to be discovered in this library.
О, ничего. Сендра, ты прям... Ладно.
The lesser key of Sadakandras. What nonsense.
What? Oh, it's you! Jake? Murdered, you say? Oh, yes. Yes, of course. Now I remember.
Так, это ратуша. Где дом, мать его? Здесь что ли? Ну ладно, сейчас до Эсмеральды сбегаем и на этом на сегодня все.
Lonesome? Spiritless? Perhaps wrestling an earth elemental will inject some vim into your routine?
Нам получается налево и вот туда.
Greetings. I have been informed about your heroics on the beach. Were that I had been there to partake in the battle. But my duties lie here, sworn as I am to protect. I am Septimus, 7th son in a household of 9, legionnaires born. Me and 2 brothers of mine were assigned to Saysil from day one. So fair a lady I have seldom seen in all of Ривеллону. Steadfast will I guard her. Never will I waver unless absolute Jake's murder is, in a word, a tragedy. He was well loved in all of Saysil. And what questions are those? Tragedy flocks to this place, like goblins to a boar carcass. None of us guessed. I remember waking up with a head full of hammers 2 years ago. The drill sergeant barking away, "Up you get, lads, we sail for Saysil. Them's in..."
Lords above, grant me patience. You're a source hunter, aren't you? Here because you think I killed my husband? I am Esmeralda, wife of Jake, and now, alas, his widow. Poor man. We were both so young when we married. Like I told just about every legionnaire in town, I don't know anything about poor Jake's murder. I want his killer found and tried, but everyone suspects me of this evil deed. And you're no different, are you? So what happened? Some of them tittle-tattling crab chasers down the pub call me a murderous gold digger and you believe?
Well, what do you want to know? Rather dreary these days, isn't it? As if the undead weren't enough to ruin the act. Sometimes I forget they're even out there, to be honest. Remember above all to stay behind the wall, we tell our children. And when you've been heeding your own advice for seasons on end,
about her innocence.
We'll need to look for evidence if we want to prove she actually did the evil deed.
Так, что нам нужно? Нам нужна лопата.
Septimus,
Would your wife or sweetheart be compensated by...
Плюс 1 на бой. Да, жесть. Ключ от дома Эсмеральды, пригодится.
The seven grant abundance.
Слушай, ну так воровать прямо как нехорошо, нехорошо. А, вот и ключ от дома Эсмеральды. Все, я понял, это лавка, а там дом. А ты кто такой?
Leave me be, I've a job to do.
Непонятно, да, конечно, у охранника что-то. Само собой. У кого еще куча дел, если не у охранника? Так, магов на самом деле у нас хватает, нам бы это, воина. Какого? Какого-никакого. Так, это я понял, что это. В библиотеке я все найду, сейчас мне нужно этого юношу обрадовать.
Wow! Oh, that Gallagher is quite the performer. One of my own ilk. Sometimes all the flies need... Oh, just like old times. The rush.
Wow.
Hey, it's you again! I don't have to tell you that Cedric's act will help you banish belly fat and inspire your king. Oh, I'm nothing but your average man taking in the best show I've ever seen. I'm amazed and astounded that for a meager... I'm happy to laugh my head off at the finest show in Saysil as long as Cedric keeps paying me to say so. Oh, son of a ghoul. I mean, keeps performing these amazing feats. Well, drawing a crowd's what I do best, and I'd be glad to do it for your little show. 100 gold up front, and yours will be the hottest ticket in Saysil. You're lost, buddy. You know where to...
Договорились. Блин, да где подвал-то этот? Подвал-то этого дома. Родерика или как там его? Не стесняйся, не стесняйся.
Cruel fortune.
Откуда вдруг? Это взялось? Так.
Cruel fortune.
Дом повара, блин, Эсмеральда. Морг. Место преступления. Не, ладно, все, пора на сегодня заканчивать, а то уже сколько уже хватит уже, наверное, уже. Зачем? Хотел сказать, прощаюсь с вами, любезная Екатерина Матвеевна, но прощаться особо не с кем. Один старый знакомый заглянул, и то ладно. В общем, всем спасибо, кто смотрел, всем спасибо, кто будет смотреть, всем спасибо, кто сейчас смотрит. Спасибо, всем пока.
Have some pity. Can you spare a coin? Can you spare a coin?